What was the Press Don't Stress video all about? We want to know what's brought about the inspiration, because most of your fans have been asking this same question. What is it about this Press Don't Stress video?
Press Don't Stress is just an awesome, because God Almighty will come and take away the stress. So that's it really. We're to press toward what God has called us to be. Connect to Him instead. Don't worry about the stress, and His power will work through us unfailingly. So in terms of the video is very catchy. It has a unique story to it, where I start in the beginning telling people that our example in the Lord, in Him, was given a long time ago. There's no need to stress or guess. There's no distress. In Him, just press. So as I'm singing this, there is another gentleman that happens to be gardening and notice me singing and sort of gets awakened and comes round the corner to see what's going on. And I invite him to come listen, and I show him some dance steps of how to press, don't stress. A very unique dance step that if you dance it, you are on your way for the power to flow through you to be who you are called to be. Then we segue into the second scene or second verse or so, where there's another gentleman that is chatting away by the waterside with a friend. And again, I'm sort of a representation of a modern day representation of seeking fishers of men, so to speak. And since the first person I showed the dance step, he came on board to go with me to go fish for more men. So we enter the second scene, and I go and tap on the shoulder of the gentleman that has been divinely given to me to go and bring into the fold to join the fishers of men. And as I tap it into him and I tell him about what God has planned for us to do, and that we should not let God be upset with us, but focus on what God wants us to do. And then I break it down to him, and all of a sudden he starts getting divine revelation and divine inspiration of how great he's supposed to be, and all of a sudden he breaks into the dance that I was going to show him. And so powerfully and uniquely that I immediately had to follow in lockstep with him. And of course, the first guy we had brought into the fold sort of came around the corner as well and joined the step, the press don't stress step of power. And then again, from there we go into the third verse or the third scene, where some boys in the locality just seem to be sitting down, and I again seem to go and look for them as fishers of men. And then I explain that God says we make or break our destiny, and we make it by finishing divine assignment. So it's a choice. We have divine assignment. If we find that divine assignment and follow it and finish it, we connect with our destiny. But if we ignore it and look for all the frivolous things and mundane things of life that distract us, then we miss it. So I share it with them. I share the plan. I share the journey. I share the power flow that God has for their purpose, for their life. And they catch on to it and instantly buy into it. I want to learn the steps, want to learn the down step, the power flow, press, don't stress steps. So as they do, they begin to be rejuvenated and restored. And then we again get flashbacks of the team doing what God has called them to do. Those who dance, who have unique gifts to dance for God, those who have unique gifts to fish for men. And basically we all sort of close in unity. We close in unity by joining hands, saying we have gotten it and we are now pressing towards what God has called us to do. We press, don't stress. And we connect to Him instead. And His power through us will never sway. So that's it.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Okay, one more question. So, what is it that you want your fans to know? What is the final message you just want them to have this in mind that, okay, now this is the video. I need all my fans, I need all of you out there to keep on being steadfast. What is that? Just that's key message. All right.
So, what I want to let everyone know is that life is a big deal. It's not what most people perceive it to be. Most people generally perceive it to, okay, this is my life. I want to find out what I want to do, what I enjoy, what I like. And I'm going to try to accumulate all the best things in it to live it. But life, this press don't stress is really telling people there's so much deep aspect of life that we all need to know. And once we connect to that, we are operating in a realm of power that physically we cannot even fathom. So basically what I'm trying to say is that, you see, once we understand that each one of us was uniquely brought onto this earth for a purpose of supernatural greatness, and in order to get on that plane, we must just forget everything else and go all out to connect to that power that brought us onto this earth. Because it is with that power working in us that we rise to the highest level of greatness. And the thing about it is that the more you seek to connect to that power, the faster you rise, the faster the power flows through you. So I want to urge every single person, I implore you, I beg you, what I love about you so much is that no one can fulfill your own greatness. No one on this earth can be as great as you are, because your greatness is unique. When it begins to manifest, it manifests because we have pressed towards that power. We have sought it desperately, sought it like oxygen. And the power has started to flow in with our DNA. And as it flows with that DNA, then that unique greatness, which nobody can compete with, nobody can beat, nobody can impact with their own, because theirs is also unique. So please, we must seek the power of God like no man's business. We must seek it, because then the real you will come out. When the real you comes out, it impacts the entire world, and it blesses and creates greatness, destiny, and legacy for generations. Jesus Christ walked in his own purpose. Jesus Christ walked in his own purpose. Power flowed from God the Father through him to impact the world for generations. It is the same for us. Your you is great, and it is greatness for the rest of the world.
All right, thank you very much. It was a nice session hanging out with you. I hope to come back once again in case you release more songs and more videos for us so that we could get your interviews.
Most definitely. Right. I look forward to it.
Okay, have a nice day.
All right, take care, peeps. Blessings.
You've heard it.